Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, welcome to the free-to-play account. Now tell you something man, having a legendary pull like Staltus on this free-to-play account has changed everything. The guy is awesome, but the backbone of this account as of right now, it's the epic champs and it's the rare champions. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about some rare champions that we've built out. All of the rare champions actually that I'm going to be building out on this account that are just doing a crazy amount of work for me already. And yeah, just a continuation of the 2025 series of some of the best rares in the game. I'll actually put in the description box below the rare champs that we've covered so far in this happy little updated 2025 series, but what better place to start than a fairly new-ish rare champion with Ingrid Twiststaff. Dude, love this guy, and he's a little bit of a faction wars king. He's one of those support style champions that brings a couple of attack all enemies skills in his kit, starting off with his A2 and a 310 cooldown. Attack all enemies, fill this champion's tempo by 5% for each leech debuff on each enemy, which is also a debuff that he does bring on a second 310 cooldown attack all enemies skill. Increased accuracy buff, has a chance of blessing leech debuff for a couple turns, just giving your team all kinds of healing. And all you're going to do is put him in his stun set, make him nice and fast, and that's really it. He's going to be landing all kinds of wave control against the waves of mobs in the likes of faction wars. You only have to take the guy to level 50 and he's going to do a good solid amount of work on the account. Similar champ that I am building on up. Most of these rares, by the way, are like level 30, level 40-ish on my account so far, right? They're not super high priority for me to level on up, but I will be leveling them up eventually. Abyssal is another one of these guys. He actually has an attack all enemies on his A1, so great stun set synergy right there. Again, he's another support style champ. He actually brings an ally speed aura in faction crypts as well, and so he knows his job, right? Just a faction wars machine that you can just take up to that level 50, and he also brings increased defense and increased attack buffs as well across your whole team as well. It's only the weak versions, but at least it's got both of them sort of wrapped up into one skill, just making him a wee bit more multifaceted. He brings a heal as well on the A2. You're kind of better off just disabling his heal, to be fair. It's not a very big heal. It doesn't have any extra like buffs attached to it, like increased defense. It's just a heal, you know? It's a little bit lackluster. But the rest of his kit, honestly, pretty solid, man. And hey, man, if these super budget, free-to-play, just Giga Chad raid champions are getting you all nostalgic to start off a new raid account like I have with this free-to-play, then why not join me in the journey and create a new account right now using my beginner promo link down below at the top of the video description box. Using that link to create a new account gets you 4 free champions, including a legendary starter champion, and then 3 additional epics on top of a boatload of extra rewards as you level up your account as you go. Simply the best beginner promo link to jumpstart a new account, man, in 2025. And dude, how the hell have I not covered Apothecary in the last top rare champions video that we did? This guy I recently took, I'm just going to show my Apothecary. What am I doing? As you can see, I'm currently still working on my Apothecary's masteries, but we've just got them built to be as fast as possible. It's all I care about. For context, this free-to-play account is just under 4 months old. I'm going to be doing a big account update actually on how the account has gone so far and stuff. But yeah, absolutely love this guy, man. Apothecary is a machine, okay? He's got a triple hitter on his A1, which is great for progression into the Fire Knight dungeon, where you're going to be plinking down all of the Fire Knight boss's shield stacks. He brings a heal that can crit on his A2. Very, very short cooldown. Crazy stuff. But most importantly, as a rare champion, he's bringing the strong version of increased speed on all allies for a couple turns, and some 10 meter fill as well on his A3. The great thing about Apothecary is that none of his skills require accuracy, man, and so you could just build your Apothecary to be, well, like I have right here, to just be a speed beast, right? A speed machine. Doesn't need any accuracy at all, doesn't need any offensive stats at all, though you can build him with high crit rate, I guess, because his heal can crit, but it's not necessary, right? Just make it so that he can't die and that he's nice and quick, and you're good to go, man. An absolute early game monster of a rare. Next up, another rare champion that I've got currently sitting at level 30 and will be leveling up for use in faction wars is good old Bowsmith Flannan. Look at this guy, dude. And I tell you what, man, his reviews are absolutely out of control. What the hell is this? Like 5 out of 5s almost across the board. People absolutely love Bowsmith Flannan, apparently. This is after the review resets as well. Maybe people are just trolling a wee bit. I don't know. He's a really good rare. Is he that good? Is he like the best rare champ in the game? Hell, maybe he is, man. This A1 is a great start, right? It's a double hitter A1 with each hit having a 40% chance when fully booked of placing the stun debuff for 110, which is great. Also brings a little bit of 10 meter decrease to the table as well. His A2 is a 310 cooldown, attack all enemies, chance of placing weak version, decrease speed for a couple of 10s. But this is actually much better than it seems, because if we skip on to his passive, has a 50% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this champion places a decreased speed debuff on 3 or more enemies with the A2, right? This is on a 310 cooldown, but just a free extra turn every now and again after using this A2 was not bad. You know, for a rare champion, pretty solid. I'm actually starting to talk myself into agreeing with those crazy reviews, and it only gets better with this A3. Place an increased accuracy buff on all allies, then teams up with a random ally to attack a target enemy. This is on a 410 cooldown, and he's only teaming up with one ally, but you got to remember that Bowsmith Flandern's A1 is pretty good in itself as well, in that he can land the stun with his A1, so his A1 is quite strong, and if he happens to team up with one of your good damage dealers, you know, like life is good, right? Is this a champ I'll be taking up to level 60? I'm undecided at this time. We'll see how my Sylvan Watch's faction builds out. Oh, he's also defense-based as well, so he's really easy to keep alive. Probably fine to be left at level 50 for most guys. Another champ that I'm building out, and I love this one because this is one that was recommended to me so long ago in a random comment from one of you guys in one of these Rare Champs videos. So I do love your guys' suggestions in videos like this, by the way. If you feel like I'm missing any champs that you'd like me to cover in maybe like an episode 3 of these top Rare Champs videos, then I'm more than happy to go ahead and toss them in there. But Avir the Alchemage was recommended to me quite a while back. I'm giving him a try on this free-to-play account. I don't know what his reviews look like. Okay, they're absolutely just completely out of control and ridiculous, because of course they are. There's so few of them, but yeah. I'm pretty impressed so far, man. I've only got him at level 40, but it does a pretty good job. He's got an A1 with a chance to place poison debuff for a couple of 10s. Fine. His A2 is an attack all enemies. Chance of placing decreased attack debuff, also places a decreased speed debuff on poisoned enemies. So it's a little bit tough to land the decreased speed, to be fair, like very team dependent, but the decreased attack is fine, the attack all enemies is fine. And then on his A3, he brings some heals and 10 meter fill, filling the 10 meter of allies by 15% and healing allies by 50% of Avir's max HP. Like, it's odd, man. Reading his kit back just now, it doesn't seem like he'd be that amazing. It doesn't seem like he'd be that, like, overwhelmingly good or whatever, and he isn't. He's not a kind of count changer or whatever. He's not a bloody apothecary, right? But I've been impressed so far. I think it's just because you kind of underestimate how good a little bit of healing and 10 meter fill is on a skill. It's this A3 right here. And yeah, even though you just take quite a lot of skill books in this A2, which is just a disaster. I don't know, man. Avir the Alchemage, I'm happy with the guy so far. Next up, it's another easy one, man. It's good old Nalhorn. Of course he's gonna make the list, man. I pulled my Nalhorn, get this, from a mystery shard. Okay, so lucky to get Nalhorn on the free-to-play account, and I got him in like the first like week. Like, it was crazy as hell how lucky it was. But yeah, the guy's insane. Barely requires any skill books at all to fully book out his 2 most important skills. So if you get lucky and just dodge the A1, you can get away with barely using any books on the guy. His provoke is place a provoke debuff on all enemies for 110, increased defense buff on himself, 310 cooldown. Because he is placing the provoke debuff, he's not attacking all enemies and then placing provoke. It means that this skill cannot weak hit against like bad affinity matchups, so that's amazing. He's been great for me to Magma Dragon in Doom Tower. He's been great for controlling waves. I still use him in things like Tag Arena as well, to just instantly control all of the enemy champions right away. And even though he's steadily being replaced by the likes of like better wave controllers like the Staltus, for example, on my account, he's done an amazing job, and places where I still need a provoker, he is like my go-to goat. Right, literally in this case. Next up, man, we've got a champion that I've wanted to justify building for a long time, and that I've considered building pretty often, to be honest, on the main account, and that is Judge, man. And the fact now that I've got him on my free-to-play account fairly early on, I'm pretty excited to build him out and see what he can do, because this is a champion that I look at and I think, wouldn't it be fun to just build out a Judge and see what he can do, right? It's all about Judge's passive. He's one of those strange rare champions. With each hit, has a 30% chance of placing decreased accuracy. These are all strong version debuffs, by the way. Decreased accuracy or decreased speed, decreased attack or decreased defense of the target. for 110. And then you've got his A2, which doesn't actually need to be booked at all, which is great. You know, any rare champion that you don't have to put too many resources into is going to be a bit of a win. It's a double hitter, attack all enemies, man. Fill turn meter by 10% for each critical hit. Lovely. So you just build them nice and quick, right? Good amount of accuracy, and just get him spamming this A2 as much as possible. And because it's a double hitter, you get multiple chances, like with each hit at placing just a random strong version of a debuff. Like, talk about a jack of all trades. Rare champion, man. Judge can kind of do it all, but he's not a specialist anywhere. Surely his Faction Wars reviews have to be pretty good. Only a 4.2. I tell you what, we'll see about that when I max out Judge on my free-to-play account, man. In fact, I wonder even if Judge is worth building in a reflex set and just getting that cooldown reduction on the A2 as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So that you can just spam it off basically every other turn if you get lucky with the reflex rolls. I don't know, man. Could be worth trying out. I'm going to build them so you guys don't have to, but let me know if you've built a Judge in the past and how the hell did it go for you, and am I wasting my time building up a Judge, man? Again, on the free-to-play account. Next up, another red champion I'm very, very happy to have waiting in the wings is good old Metal Shaper. If you are starting out in Raid for the first time, right, and you're not really sure what champions to hold on to, which rares are worth keeping, which rares are food, all of the rares that we're going to be covering in this Top Rare Champions series are probably worth a second look and worth considering keeping. I would highly recommend 99% of players in the early game hold on to Metal Shaper. Why? It's all about SA2, right? Place a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield doesn't matter. It's a tiny shield. What's important is that it's bookable down to a 2-turn cooldown, meaning as long as Metal Shaper is the fastest champion on your team, you will have 100% uptime shields active at all times across your entire team. Why is that important? Well, there's a boss in the Doom Tower called the Scarab King, okay? And if you attack into the Scarab King without a shield buff, it's going to counterattack your entire team and place provoke debuffs on your entire team, and you basically just instantly lose the fight. It's horrible. And while there are champions that you can collect later on in the game that can literally just solo Scarab King, in the early game, you're going to have some trouble, and Metal Shaper plus a whole bunch of 10 meter controller champions to just spam control the boss's 10 meter are going to be your best answer at progressing through that Doom Tower stage and getting past Scarab King instead of getting hard stuck, man. Metal Shaper, man, I'm happy to have this guy waiting in the wings on this free-to-play account. Honestly, the rest of his kit just doesn't even matter. His A1 attack per enemy, chance of stealing a random buff, whatever, dude. His A3, remove all debuffs from the ally with the lowest HP, then heal them by 20%, place increased defense buff on that one ally for 3 turns. Like, he's crap everywhere else, man. He's crap everywhere, honestly. But Scarab King, like, even Faction Wars, he's really, really lackluster. In fact, oh my god, dude. Like, look at how bad his ratings are, bro. But then it comes to Scarab King, which isn't listed on the reviews, and he's literally a cheat code. You know, he's one of those rare champions. In fact, I might do an updated video pretty soon, talking about, like, cheat code rare champions for 2025, and just get that video updated. Rare champions that just do an incredible job at countering a specific boss in Raid. Let me know if you guys would like to see an updated take on that. Speaking of another cheat code rare champion that I do have my hands on, and I actually have him ranked up all the way to rank 6 already. Why am I showing him in here? I could just go once again to my champion roster. There he is, man. It's good old Master Butcher, who I just recently ascended up to 6 stars as well, so I don't have a banner on him just yet. But Master Butcher, man, why is this guy good? Well, once again, yeah, he's a cheat code rare champion for countering a very, very specific Doom Tower boss. And honestly, getting those Doom Tower bosses cleared, even in just the earlier stages, so you can at least farm like the first 50 or 60 floors, is such a big deal for how many free resources you're going to pick up. Get your hands on better crafting materials and stuff as well for your forge building. Master Butcher's great. He's amazing against Dreadhorn Bommel, who is summoning bomb minions all the time that explode and deal 40% of your champion's health as damage every time they detonate. Well, Master Butcher meets the challenge head on, to say the least, with his passive, which 110 cooldown, fully booked. When attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. While it doesn't work against bosses, doesn't matter. The bombs that Dreadhorn Bommel in Doom Tower is producing do not count as bosses. They count as minions, right? They count as enemy champions. Meaning Master Butcher, literally any time a bomb goes off, as long as his passive is ready to use, he just instantly heals your entire team for any of the that big 40% chunk of damage that your entire team takes. He just heals it back instantly. The rest of his kit is actually not too bad as well. He doesn't require that many skill books, which is always lovely in a rare champ. His A2 places a provoke on the target enemy for 2 turns, and some like increased attack buffs and blah 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 blah, stuff like that. And his A1 also has a chance to provoke too. Doesn't need to be booked up though, because it doesn't increase the land rate of the provoke by putting further skill tomes into him. What are his Hydra reviews like? Okay, this is a little bit crazy that people are giving him a 4.8. 4.8, is he that good into Hydra? The reason people are giving him a 4.8 is because, of course, his A2 is a 2-turn duration provoke, and he simply places the provoke. Again, just like Nalhorn, he cannot weak hit with this provoke, which is really, really important into Hydra, where you've got to maintain a provoke on the head of decay. And so, as far as like mega ultra budget option provokers go into Hydra, like if you're trying to clear normal Hydra for the first time ever to just start getting your first Mithrala fragments, then I guess you could use a Master Butcher. I mean, I probably will. I probably will end up giving Master Butcher a try into Hydra at some point on this account, unless I find a better provoker. Hopefully I find a better provoker before that time comes. But yeah, the guy is mostly ranked up for me to help me progress a little bit through those earlier floors of normal mode Doom Tower. And finally, standing in for basically every starter champion in the game, we've got Kayle. I mean, Kayle is really the cream of the crop when it comes to the starter champions. I still kind of feel like he's just somewhat undisputedly the king. Yeah, Kayle's just an absolute monster. I don't know, man. Is it a little bit of a cheat to cover a starting champion in a video like this? Maybe, but Kayle's unbelievable, man. Quadruple hitter, chance of placing poison on his A3. Amazing into Dragon. Amazing into Demon Lord. His A2 being a huge smack with extra chance to crit and filling his 10 meter by 25% for each enemy killed. Even that's like very, very saucy into basically all wave content. Solid into early spider progression as well, to at least get you farming stage 10 spider in the early game. And I did recently tune up my Kayle's gear as well. Switch things around just a little bit to get him in some crit damage gauntlets. Finally, so his crit damage is looking a little bit better now, at least. Not too bad. And also get up his accuracy to 200 as well, because very, very recently on the free-to-play account, thanks to Kayle, thanks to Farrakhan the Fat, and thanks to Staltus, we are now able to farm Dragon Stage 20, which I'm extremely, extremely hyped about, but more on that in tomorrow's video, where I'm going to give a big old update as to how the free-to-play account is getting along and what my plans are for it in the future. But alright, man, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to go ahead and plop any champion suggestions that you got for a future video in this Top Rare Champions series down below in the comments, man. You know I'll be checking them out. And as always, make sure if you were looking to start off a new raid account in 2025 that you do so using my beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box, to get yourself a dream start with a free legendary champion plus 3 free epics as you level up your account. And all you gotta do is create a new account using that beginner link. Alright, thanks for watching. Do please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.